The topic of today's discussion is modern problem plays. Towards the end of the Victorian age, the drama of social problems came into prominence in England. It sinned against the accepted principles of dramaturgy and ventured to deal with unconventional themes and motifs. Methods of production were transformed and realism came into the theatre. Instead of the conventional types, the characters were recognizable individuals, and instead of a stilted stage language, the forms of current speech were used in problem plays. It was the presentation of a contemporary question through realistic technique. The dramatists writing plays of social criticism made a conscious effort to deal with problems of contemporary society, morality. And the drama, which was directly inspired by the social ferment of the time, could be effective only if it adopted a required high level of craftsmanship and dramaturgic skill. The rise and growth of the problem play in England are closely linked with the disintegration of middle class life and values, the conflict between Victorian orthodoxy and the new ideas and ways of life during the period under review furnished interesting material for dramatic treatment. The problem play became a powerful and effective medium of social criticism and generally vindicated the right of the individual to shape his life and destiny, unfettered by the prejudices and conventions of the society. It was a new experiment in form and technique and dispensed with the conventional devices and expedients of the theatre. The development of the problem play towards the close of the Victorian era was closely related to the growth of the new movements in the field of English drama, which were realistic. The Elizabethan tradition of realistic drama was revived in the sentimental drama in 18th century. The dramatists aimed at presenting middle-class life and manners, but in the early 19th century, drama lost touch with the contemporary life. Realism once again became a revitalizing current in English drama in the second half of the Victorian era. It was largely felt that the essence of drama was the faithful representation of life. The illusion that the dramatist wished to produce was that of reality. He wished to leave on the reader's mind the impression that what he had seen on the stage had actually happened in real life. The realistic movement was strengthened by the growth of the scientific spirit, which stimulated the desire for facts and fostered an attitude of dispassionate observation. The term problem play was coined by Sidney Grundy, who used it in a disparaging sense for the intellectual drama of the 90s, which he believed was marching to its doom in the hands of a coterie of enthusiastic eccentrics. According to Shaw, problem play is the presentation in parable of the conflict between man's will and his environment. The problem play is supposed to have arisen out of the sentimental drama of 18th century and has often been identified with serious drama, a dramatic form distinctly serious but not tragic, that aims at presenting life's blend of tears and laughter. Though problem plays deal with serious issues, but they are essentially different from tragedies. Generally, they exhibit ideas, situations, and feelings that lack tragic dimensions. On account of its serious temper and didactic aim, it does not arouse feelings of humor and hence is not placed in the category of comedy. The early 19th century is one of the most unrewarding periods in the English theatre. It was a great era of poetry and fiction, but the theatre was mainly the home of light melodrama, farce, and the closet plays of unreal situation and philosophical debates couched in the fanciful language of the romantics of 19th century. The problem play remained a theatrical outcast in the 19th century for a number of reasons. The problem play ventured to deal with themes that were not painful to modesty but repugnant to good taste. They dealt with painful subjects and therefore suffered on account of the neo-Puritan attitude of the average playgoer and the British censor. It was considered morally pernicious and unwholesome, and its performance in the public theatre was often banned. Problem play lacks abiding interest and has a purely local or topical significance. It is based on the shifting sands of convention and morality and raises issues that are not independent of time and place. The problem play was neglected in 19th century, yet it was not an outcast in the early 20th century. It directed attention to the facts and problems of social life and depicted the misery and suffering wrought by the cruel forces and conventions of society. Some of the problem plays proved so effective that they imbued men's minds with a passionate resentment against social injustice. No doubt, the problem plays were produced in large number, but since 1920, its supremacy came to be challenging by the revival of the historical and imaginative drama, and above all, by the poetic drama and the experimental play. The problem playwright censured the existing social system, its rigid laws, and plays proved so effective to change the mind of men. I hope this video on modern problem plays proved to be of help. If there are any questions pertaining to this topic, you can post them in the comments section below. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to this video.